Cancerians. Peace to my Cancerian folk. This is for you. Sun, moon, rising, north node, Cancerian folk. What's good? It's your brother, man. Saanuaqa. We in our new digs, right? Had to, we love to be out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna try and get out there whenever I can. Whenever it's warm enough, I'm gonna be out there in the world. But yeah, this is the new spot for now. Okay, so now what we're doing is we are going into the spirit and we are diagnosing what's happening, right? These little cards ain't just regular little tarot cards, okay? This here, when you're dealing with the Metu Neter, y'all have heard me say this before, but I need y'all to understand this. This is what we're doing when we're dealing with the Metu Neter, is that we are dealing with spiritual counsel, okay? We are dealing with spiritual instructions, okay? This deck here is more than just some playing cards or some random oracle cards. Again, this is based on the tree of life. The tree of life is a cosmogram that gives you an understanding of the aspects of God in the world, right? The various worldly aspects of God, as well as above so below, the aspects of man as well, are all viewed right there on that tree, right? Right? Which is one of the reasons why we understand man and God to be synonymous in their, in what they are, right? So we are diagnosing what's going on in the spirit, and we are attacking that with mantras, right? With the various rituals that we do to the deities to correct situations, okay? All right, so I had to, always like to make that clear, make that known, making sure we understand what we're doing when we're dealing with the Metu Neter. The Metu Neter is an important oracle. I'm not just doing readings here. I'm talking to God, right? We talking to God with this, right? We're not just doing readings, okay? All right, so let's ask God what focus is, spiritual focus for my Cancers. Amen to ma'at. Amen to, which is positive, ma'at. Okay, amen to ma'at. Tehuti tem ma'at. Tehuti tem ma'at. Amen to ma'at. Tehuti. I'm going to put Tehuti for short. Tem ma'at. Okay, so that's positive amen and negative Tehuti. Love me, don't hate me. Alright? Amen 2. Okay, so this is similar to the Aries reading, which was Amen Tem Heruta. Here we have Amen 2 Ma'at, or the Tehuti Tem Ma'at. Okay, so that Amen Tem right there is calling for us to be focused in our peace. We are going to need to be grounded in our ability to be content, our ability to bring contentment to ourselves, right? This is, you receive amen when you're triggered easily, right? When you have triggers, right? And hopefully you're doing your amen work, so that you can lessen your triggers, right? But this coming in the 2, right, in the positive, says that you have the ability to do that, right? That's what's on the table. That's the instruction piece. Stay firmly focused in your peace, your ma'at, in your amen. Okay? Now your Tehuti, this is, Tehuti is your faculty of aggression, your faculty of fighting, right? Whether it's your immune system or it's your, put your dukes up, right? Tehuti has it's martial, right? So what we find in Mars has the ability to be mean, right? Sometimes you see Tehuti Tem, it's about somebody acting mean, somebody being mean. You being, like, what's wrong with you? personal thoughts. Let me leave that to myself. Yeah, you know, this is somebody being mean, right? And perhaps you are being counseled to be at peace while this person does this mean thing, right? Or it could be you, right? Maybe you have the urge or the tendency to fly off the handle. You know, this is saying hold on to your stillness, hold on to your peace. Don't go there. There's no need to, right? Because you can accomplish whatever you're talking about through Omen. Okay. Sometimes Herukahuti Tem, when Herukahuti Tem is on the table, it's a matter of not having the fight, right? Right? You know, because Herukahuti is about Herukahuti is about conflict, right? But with Tem on the table, you know, sometimes it's saying that you don't want to have that fight, right? That's to be a negative fight for you. That may be a fight that you'll lose, right? And with Omen coming before the Herukahuti, then I'm thinking that it's definitely saying to be Omen, right? To be, you know, don't throw the blows before you can, you know, be at peace, still your heart. Okay? Alright, so yeah, so this is still your heart. You may have a circumstance where it's aggressive. Still your heart, right? Be firm, don't be triggered. Don't be triggered, okay? Alright, let's go into the Ikin. Straight, open, straight, open, close, stress. Straight, open, straight, stress. Straight and close mean the same thing. Open stress. Open. Open stress. Open. Open. Open stress. Open. Open. Alright, we got the 36 into the 51. 36 into the 51. Okay, 36. The darkening of the light. Okay, many times you see this hexagram and it's about holding it down, keeping down your light, right? You know, you could be in a circumstance where you're around people who won't understand. Hold your light down. Don't come out and start talking about brain surgery and you around a bunch of clowns, right? You know, in this circumstance, though, again, we have Omen Tem, Omen 2, Herukahuti, meaning be content with this Herukahuti situation. Okay, so 36, that third line is, that's when, you know, that's when you witness the evil within somebody. The evil is on the table, y'all. What's up with the evil? I know my Cancerians ain't out there being evil. No, say it ain't so. Okay, it's 36 with the third line. Okay. Alright, while hunting in the south, the light is wounded. The rebel leader is captured. Do not expect corrections to be made all at once. Excesses must be avoided. The trigram lead, light, and south seeks to rise in the natural course of events, and in doing so, encounters the trigram kun, which represents the southwest. Kun also signifies the multitude of people. It is only natural that one runs into trouble if one tries to bring light to too many people at once. Furthermore, the most difficult thing to impart to people is the need to break away from the old and inject something new. Habit is strong, and overcoming it is no simple task. While these persons know what ought to be done, their position, line 3, is such that it is definitely not right for them to try it in practice. Judiciousness and caution are advised regarding all actions, but this advice quite probably will not be followed. Okay. For the most auspicious, he will be a leader. He will be a leader and rebel rouser, trying to promote change to overcome long-standing ills without much success. He will have frequent disputes with others. However, his personal life may be quite satisfying. Right? For the least auspicious, he will be a demagogue with poor judgment, resulting in a life full of constant difficulties in every department. All right. So this line speaks of having a speech. So yes, at this third line, this is, in some King versions, it's like how's it worded? Something about the evil again. It's like this is where the evil comes to the fore. It's like you can, the rebel leader is a picture of evil, right? And this is when you're in the war, you're on the battlefield or whatever, you come into face to face with the rebel leader, right? So this is, a very dark place within the hexagram. This is line 3 is the line of transition within the hexagram. So this is usually an area of conflict, right? That third line. Okay, so then we go to line 4. He penetrates the left side of the belly and enters the heart of the darkening of the light. He leaves by the gates of the courtyard. A period of rest and revitalization is indicated here. The light spirit normally occupies the area above and behind the space between the eyes. Talking about the pineal. Right? During rest, it reverts to the liver, i.e., the area of the belly. So, in this line, the lower trigram Li is entering the belly of trigram Kun. Furthermore, Li tends to rise while Kun tends to sink. And this also serves to affect union. After the light revitalizes itself in the liver, it will return to its normal position, leaving the belly and courtyard by the gates of the returning consciousness and energy. Right, so this particular line speaks to, after we dipped into the evil domain of line 3, we come to an area where we settle things out, right, where the light can revitalize, right? So all in all, so this goes into the 51. 51 is a circumstance of shock, where, many times you get this hexagram and it's like, you thought it was going to be real bad, but it wasn't bad at all, you come home and you hear a weird sound in the back and you're like, there's nobody supposed to be here. So it's a shock, it's a surprise of some sort, and it looks like it's detrimental. You go grabbing your broomstick or whatever and you come into contact with your son or someone else who's people in the family, and it's just a surprise. They surprise you in the dark. So it's laughing words, ha ha ha, and everything's okay. Right, so in this, right, we have the 36 hexagram basically telling you not to have the fight. Right? It's saying at that third line that there's gonna, at that third line you're gonna see some evil. You're probably gonna see somebody timming off Tehuti style. Right? Right? And and then the fourth line is telling you, fourth line is like, let the light revitalize itself. You be at peace, right? Get some rest, right? That was one of the keynotes. It's about rest. So get some peace, let that light revitalize. And you'll have, in this whole circumstance, will be a 51. It'll be a circumstance that looks alarming, but turns out to be okay. All right? So yeah. That's where we at. Okay, let's go into the tarots. See what we have to talk about. The Hermit. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Hermit, Page of Pentacles. Okay. So, right, perhaps this, right, Page of Pentacles is an offer. Reverse, the offer is taken off the table. Okay. reserved in speech. Someone needs to be reserved in speech because someone's going to remove their offer if you don't, right? Someone's going to be a mean person if you don't. You have to, you know, you have to navigate the situation, right? This could be work, this could be home, right? This could be friends, family, this could be anything, right? But there is a circumstance here where one has to be reserved, hermit. One has to play the hermit because there's someone who could be triggered, or you could, you know, perhaps this is speaking about you being triggered. So you have to, you know, we have to see how that really is going to go. But Harukahuti Tem is on the table, right? And that's, many times, that's what you'll do with a Harukahuti Tem, right? Is to just be cool, right? Pause, don't have the fight, right? Yeah, be Amen, right? Be Tem, go within, I mean, be still, go within, okay? Right? The Page of Pentacles again in the reverse, right? This could be, you know, again, someone, you know, is on your side, but through whatever is going on in the circumstances that's you know, causing this aggression to come, right? This aggression is going to be what puts someone's offer in the upside down, right? So we got the Hermit and the Page of Pence in the heart. Alright. Yeah. So if we read all three of these oracles, we're looking at being at peace, right? To deal with an aggressive circumstance here. Right? Something is, you know, aggressive, something is Tem, and you have to be Amen. Right? Remember, we're going to deal with these readings through the council for the Metu Neter, right? The Metu Neter council is to do the meditations that correspond, the mantras that correspond to the deities that we find in these cards. So you're going to be doing your Amen and your Harukahuti work, right? Really that Amen work. You know, really focus hard on that because perhaps you're the one that'll be triggered, right? Amen again, we said will be triggered, right? That's when our conditionings are at the fore, right? So you're gonna need to push those conditionings down by applying, you know, your stillness, applying your peace, right? Be content, right? Okay, and right, this goes in, you know, 36 into the 51, right? You know, a circumstance that will turn out, in the end, this will turn out okay. You might see somebody who's going to show their ugly side, right? But if you can maintain your peace, right, you know, chill out, put a rest to the situation, you know, then it'll just be laughing words with no real consequence, okay? Okay? So that is the reading for the cycle, right? Remember, this is a general reading, so this is going to apply in a loose way. You want to, you know, contact me through email, get a personal reading, right? Make sure you're getting your incarnation objective readings done, folks. Again, I don't know if I said it, I've been saying it, but I want to make sure I said it. We are dealing with not just regular oracle cards or regular tarot cards or whatever the case, right? This oracle here is based on the Tree of Life. That changes everything, right? The Tree of Life is a cosmogram that makes you to understand what's going on in the whole. Each sphere on the tree speaks to all the aspects of life, right? As well, each sphere on the tree speaks of all the aspects of the being, your being, our being, okay? So every reading you're doing, every word that comes from this deck is going to be spiritual counsel, okay? Right? You know, we're going to focus on the spirit. You know, we're not just doing readings here. We are talking to God. That's what you're doing when you're dealing with Metu Neter. You're talking to God, right? This is the language. Metu Neter is a language of God, right? There's many different languages. This is one of the greater languages of God because, again, it deals with the cosmogony of the Tree of Life. It shows you so much about who you are, okay? All right? So with that being said, We're going to say peace and love, y'all. And we're going to do this again next cycle. Thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for showing me a like. You know what I'm saying? And a comment. You know what I mean? All these things help my algorithm to go up, and we get these readings into the hands of more folks. Okay? Alright, peace and love, y'all. We do it again.